This is unnecessary. This is completely unnecessary.
You're now tuned into pSyk's weekly Nerf dosage.
Hey, what's up, good people? Welcome to episode 135 of PWND. This is gonna be a quick episode because it's just about another 3D printed product, which is, in my opinion, super heavy, and it is, unfortunately, I don't even know how to tell you guys what this is actually called because we don't know the official name. But going by the seller's name in the description, Nubi actually told me, or he advised me, that this Longshot 3D printed stock is known as the Yang Ni Ma stock. So Yang Ni Ma really sounds really wrong. Like in Mandarin terms, it almost sounds like a vulgarity. So yeah, it's kind of funny, but Yang Ni Ma. So anyway, it's a super heavy stock. Very bottom heavy, or very back heavy I should say, and I believe that there's like a huge bolt in here. It also comes with a second shoulder plate option, where if you feel that this shoulder plate is too long, you could opt for a short one. So it's entirely up to you. The short one actually is more comfortable. I gotta be honest with you guys. This one is actually more comfortable than this one because of the curve. Like the curvature is nice, but if you jab it wrongly, it might hurt. But this one is a bit more forgiving and it's more flat at the back. Plus, the fact that this one has more detail because you actually have some ridges over here that this one does not. As you can see, this is really thick over here. This is the whole length of it versus the original one, which is this. And it's a very simple swap. All you gotta do is just remove these 4 screws and then just put this in and screw in all these 4 slots. And I don't know why, but this kit actually came with an extra set of 2 hex screws, and I don't really see a use for these two because originally this short version of the shoulder plate was installed in the stock and it was like with 4 rusty screws, and they also had another 4 clean screws which was here. So it's a bit confusing, but you get what I mean. Now the cool thing about this stock is that although it's 3D printed, you have a adjuster over here which allows you to have a cheek riser kind of thing. So I'm gonna have to do this like while pushing it upwards. You can basically adjust it to any height you want, all the way up here. That is more convenient, and then you can just tighten it down, and then let me just get this right, and then you just tighten it down, and then you'll have it like secure. But the only thing is, it's held in on one side and not the other, so actually it kind of wobbles. If you guys can see, it wobbles left and right. Now you can lift it up and down over here as well, so that's something that could be worked on. But I think it's a pretty novel idea, and it works for me because I'm left-handed, so I can actually rest my cheek on this side without it collapsing. I feel like for right-handed, like if you guys actually lean, it'll eventually snap off. So I don't know, but you could always keep it in the lowest position. Now the reason why I'm having troubles, some trouble I should say, moving the cheek riser up and down is because this slot over here is almost the same exact width as the threads, so the threads get in the way, so that's why you have to kind of adjust it while moving it upwards. So installation onto a Longshot is really simple. I'm gonna show you guys, and then I'm gonna tell you guys one of the downsides of actually having this stock. So we got ourselves a Longshot, and this is a modified. You guys have seen this Longshot before, but this is a modified Longshot. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just take out the stock over here the standard way. So just remove all 6 screws. You get the stock out just like that. Then comes the slightly scary part. Notice that there are 2 screws, one on each side. We're going to remove these 2 screws, and then you're going to friction fit the whole Longshot stock onto the back of the Longshot, which is this part. So I'm going to have to remove these 2 screws right now. So when you're done, you're actually supposed to friction fit this in, and for these 2 slots over here, you got to make sure that you have it far enough so that you have this exposed over here, and then when you install the screws, it actually grabs onto this part of the Longshot stock so that it will not come out. And just a word of warning for you guys who actually use Longshot shells that have paint on this side, especially like, you know, the yellow shell, the zombie strike shell, it's painted over here. If you install this guy and you want to yank it off, first of all, you can still take it off. It's gonna take quite a bit of effort, but it would scratch off all the paint here because of the friction fit on the way in. And let me explain to you guys why. So I'm just trying to friction fit this guy in, as you can see, and it reaches a certain point where I'm gonna start to have, okay, right here, I'm gonna have to start to hammer it in, because although it's at this particular part of the stock already, it's not far in enough. So what I'm gonna do is put it right here, and I'm gonna start hammering away. So just, you gotta see straight through it, and then after that you can actually install your screws. Now this is only halfway through, or 3/4 way through. and I believe that should be it. Now for me, the scariest part of hammering it in is you actually hear, or at least I can actually hear like little snaps and little pops, and I'm a bit afraid of like what it's doing to this stock internally. But yeah, it's as good as in now, and I'm gonna install back the 2 screws on each side just so you guys can see. Okay, so here we go. It definitely adds a lot of length to the Longshot stock for sure. Now let me just grab the original stock so that we can have a rough comparison. Now I'm gonna go by this guide over here as a measurement. Okay, so judging from where the screw is and where the guide is, the original stock is probably about this length or this far away from the Longshot stock when it is completely extended. When in collapsed form, it's gonna be something like this. So yeah, it's not so close. Okay, about like this. So yeah, it's about this much of a difference, as you guys can see. So it's almost as if it's one full stock if you use the extended shoulder plate. But right now it is kind of a little bit too long, as you guys can see, but not something that is unusable. Like, I can still prime it fine, no problem. I am going to change it out into the shorter shoulder plate right now. Just a comparison for you guys, this is the extended shoulder stock. This is the short shoulder stock, and that's how much of a difference it is. With this part exposed, I'm gonna show you guys what the hell is inside that makes it so heavy, and it is this. It's a huge ass bolt. Look at it, it's a... Yeah, it's... What is this? This is unnecessary. This is completely unnecessary. Now, you can actually turn it, and basically, according to what Newbie says, it's in a situation where you're playing the sniper and you kind of like have this as a backrest. Come on guys, this is Nerf, okay? Even if it's just like a plaything or whatever, China, Yang ni ma, you gotta get your act together. This does not make any sense whatsoever. You don't need to add this amount of weight to a stock attachment. This is just atrocious. This is out of this world. I'm gonna just remove this. Man, this thing is absolutely of no use in my opinion, but I do give him props because he actually took the time to design a cover for this bolt that is screwed on with 3 screws over here. It looks cool with it attached, but right now it's all of the weight is here, like all of it. That's how loud it was, guys. Look. I'm gonna install the short shoulder plate, and it just goes on like this, okay, with the screws. So let's get to work. That's done, and you can see now it's a different shape, and I honestly personally prefer this shape. I already told you guys because it's more comfortable for me, and I think that this is like probably the most perfect stock length for me when handling a long shot. I don't feel that it's too uncomfortable. In fact, I feel more comfortable on this end because previously I used to have it much closer to myself. You know, I'm talking about my elbow, holding a grip really close, but this is pretty comfortable, very shoulderable. I like it a lot, and this works so much better without that extra weight. So just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm gonna change direction so you guys can see on this side instead. So I'm finding it really comfortable. This is the Yang Ni Ma stock. There are some flaws here and there, but you know, at the end of the day, it's just another 3D printed stock. Now I like the looks of it. Aesthetically, it's pretty cool. I am honestly not sure what kind of color options does he or they offer it, but I chose this color gray because I wanted it to match the original gray over here or the gray over here, because these are 2 different shades of gray. Now the one main disappointing part about this is this part over here. I didn't like the way it's finished. You guys can see it looks like the print, you know, had some problems, and printing went wrong in this area. Something went wrong over here with the finishing, so it looks kind of crappy. Definitely could have been a lot better. It looks like it's inconsistent, you know what I mean? And with the stock, especially on the sides, you guys can actually see like there are lines over here like that, and there's a slight discoloration here for where the screw ports are, and the finishing isn't as good as what you'd expect because, you know, I guess my standards have already been set by F10, so I can't really say much there, but this is, I guess, the kind of things that I expect out of it. But apart from that, it's a solid feeling stock, it's removable. I'm not going to remove it on camera because I already took so much effort to put it in. But when you're removing this, word of advice, just take it slow and grab from this part here, and slowly, while applying pressure outwards or away from the blaster, try to gently wiggle it left and right. Okay, yeah, just take your time with it, don't force it out. You might also find some success if you were to wiggle it up and down this way instead. I know that some of you will probably like that weight, I do not, but I'm gonna try and find a way to actually attach that 3D printed part, which is this over here, because I kind of like the way it looks when it was underneath. I think it kind of completed the look. Yep, this was the Yang Nima Longshot 3D printed stock review. I know that some of you probably saw this online, and if I remember correctly, it was actually shown with a pink stock, but I went for all grey instead because, you know, I didn't want to have another pink accessory. I really wanted it to fit just this elite blue Longshot. Now, I don't know if they offer it in black or white, but if they did, I'm pretty sure it'd be sweet also. So with the cheek rest up, I think it's pretty comfortable. I like it because it's got all of these details in it. Yep. So that's it, we've come to the end of this episode, and I want to say a big thank you to all of you because I have managed to finally hit 10,000 subscribers. Yay! And I would not be able to do it without the help of you guys. I want to say thank you for all the continued support throughout all the years. I don't do YouTube as my main staple job, you guys already know. This Nerf channel of mine is just a pure hobby channel of mine. I actually, you know, stopped doing a lot of new blaster reviews, started to review a lot of 3D printed products that you could find on Taobao, and also do my usual mod stuff. And you know, like over the years, things have changed, and I've always kept it as a purely hobby and passion driven kind of channel, not so much of monetary returns. So to be able to hit 10,000 subscribers is really quite a big deal for me. Now, I promise you guys, okay, it's a promise from me, I will do something special as a thank you for being able to hit 10,000 subscribers. So just stay tuned for that. I don't know when it's happening, but I promise you it will happen. It is a promise. If this channel keeps growing, it means that more and more people are getting more educated in this hobby, and because, you know, the things I do is more niche, so it's not about just, you know, the casual nerfer who comes in and says, I want to look for a review on the blaster. It's more like people who actually spend that extra effort to go ahead and, you know, look into things like 3D printed accessories, or like to do crazy mods and stuff like that, right? This is a huge motivation to me, and I want to say thank you guys. It's really because of all the support, all the encouragement that you guys have given to me. Now, every time that I wasn't feeling well, you guys with all the comments telling me get well soon, you know, health is more important, the video comes later, those are the things that really touch me, and it means a lot. I want you guys to know that I really am thankful for viewers and subscribers like that, and that just in turn motivates me to put even more stuff out there. Now, very quickly before I end this video, I just want to let you guys know what to expect in the next few episodes. I actually have another Strife that I want to show off to you guys, as well as an update to the previous Galaxy Strife. So stay tuned for those, and I won't tell you what I'm planning for that 10,000 subscriber video, but just wait for it. I promise you guys it'll be good. I promise. Alright, so that's about it, guys. Thank you so much for the support, and if you guys like this video, I hope you guys give me a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, do consider subscribing. Thank you for the feedback that you guys gave to me for the episode where I actually had a different camera angle. The most constructive one I actually got was that this view actually looks a little bit more professional, or like I might have changed my camera angle, I don't know yet, but definitely I'm looking into always improving, you know, on the quality of the videos and the production level of my videos, so I'll just do my best whenever I can. Okay, guys? Alright, that's enough of me talking, because that wasn't about this anymore. So you guys know, Jules pay the bills and teamwork makes the dream work. Peace!